Ted to throw first. Game on.
For what seems like forever. He's been playing since 2016 on the European Tour. And he's still a development tour player.
Yeah. And that's why I was astonished that he's never played in this tournament before, but he has played elsewhere on the European Tour. He made the quarter-finals of one of these events a couple of years ago. Lost to MVG 6-5 in the last 8 of the German Darts Grand Prix. Has made the quarter-finals on the Pro Tour this year as well. And the winner of this match to face Dirk van Dijvenbode in the second round on Saturday.
Just before we go any further, Rob.
Yes.
Who do you think's going to win this tournament? Who do you think was the favourite? The one that you really thought was going to have a crack this week?
Well, I always like. I mean, the usual suspects are the favourites, and you know, I'd have to say 55. The favourite is Gerwyn Price, given the way he's well, his performances in Europe in particular as well. 2 tournaments of the last 5 have gone his way. But you know me, I like a bit of value in my betting sometimes, and I often look to an overpriced candidate. I was going to say Luke Humphries, but he's got a really tough draw against Gabriel Clemens. But I'm looking elsewhere, and if you want a bit of value at a big price,
60.
I think you might, or you could do a lot worse than look at Ryan Searle. He's in a kindish segment of the draw as well. He's playing well. He's had a good 2021. And for me, I think in any tournament he goes into, whether it's Pro Tour, European Tour, whatever, I think he's got to be a candidate.
I'll go along with that. There's nobody talking about Ryan Searle apart from yourself, Rob.
139.
So there is potential there. And there is potential for a first leg hold here for the man from Warwickshire. Tops.
80.
The chance for Ryan Murray is a slim one. Arguably the most difficult check out on the board, 167. But it's possible. Oh, Ryan Murray!
There we go.
Wow.
Said the European Tour might bring out the best in him, and look at that, he's kicked off with a 167 finish. And it's a break of throw as well.
He's gone from placid before that 167 to strutting around that stage like Ian Brown at Stone Roses reunion. Unbelievable stuff.
Well, of all the players involved today, I think he's got the biggest segment of support, so clearly working wonders for him so far. Just going back to Ryan Searle's draw bracket, I mean, there aren't any, you look at it, wherever you turn, it's not really any easy segments. He's got Martin Schindler in his opener, which, you know, could have been kinder for him. But if he comes through that, he's got Ratajski, who is the defending champion. Winnable, I would say. And then either Clayton or Smith-Neale beyond that. So, again, he could navigate that, I think.
We shall see. Could be an interesting event, this. And it's almost heartbreaking to think that this is the last European Tour event of the year.
81.
We're only just getting started.
I see it as the second European Tour event of the year, Paul.
See, that's the glass half full right there, as opposed to my half empty. Oh, Ryan Murray.
Running on empty here with 4 on the board from those 2 darts.
23.
He's new kit here. And it's my first look at this new kit for Ryan Murray. It's very much the same structure to what he was using before. Heavy dart, long stem, pear-shaped flight. He's got really aggressive 100. Points in as well. And this year might be a case of trying to survive in the top 64 because he is going to have to go somebody into the air to keep his card.
He's never won a match on the European Tour either. He made the first round of the German Darts Championship last year. And that's it. Never been beyond that. Went for the treble 14 for tops. So he's left himself 68 here.
That was the right thing to do.
93.
The biggest segment in leaving a good double. A lot of people go bullseye on that second dart, and it's not the right play. Ted really wants a shot at bullseye with dart number 3 and gets it. Oh, that one shot out of the cannon, didn't it?
Yeah, raised eyebrows and pursed lips from Ted Evetts after that one. He really sized it up. He had a steely glare about him, but Ryan Murray returns for double 4 for a 2-0 lead. Evetts waiting in the wings,
Nice
and he's busted his score. He's gone north into double 18 instead.
78.
And Evetts now looking at double 19.
He had a wicked deflection on that dart, Ryan Murray. Double
He's on the
19
second
straight
leg,
in for Ted
Evetts.
to equalise at 1-1, but
The leg
I have to say that second dart at double 4 for
Game.
Ryan Murray, I don't think it was a particularly bad dart. It just got a really wicked deflection off the previous flight.
Just to underline what we said at the start of this match about Murray's
81.
form on the Pro Tour this year. He's competed in 23 of the Players, or all 23 Players Championship events this year, but he's lost in the first round in 17 of them. He's made the third round on a couple of occasions early on this year.
41.
He actually had, I think, looking at this, he had a sequence of 12 first-round defeats in between Players' Championship 11 and 22. Although he's had a couple of notable wins. He had a 6-5 defeat of Joe Cullen
60.
in that run to the third round of Players' Championship 7. Made the last 16 on a couple of occasions late last year as well.
When you start losing first rounds all the time, it's a streak you can't get out of. And sometimes you just need to change the landscape. Like you said about the European Tour being a bit of a catalyst for Ryan, it could well be the same for all of the players, because when you look at those blue cubicles in Players' Championships and you're losing there all the time, it's like batting your head against a door, a very heavy,
59.
solid door. But if you change the landscape, you come into something like this. Just feels like a change is as good as a rest.
Yeah.
30.
I keep looking at our monitor here. It feels like we're still at the Victoria Stadium. The background is exactly the same. It's so quiet here on a Friday, which we're used to.
97.
That's a bit different. This in itself is a very typical Friday afternoon. There, I think they're Ryan's children.
I was going to say there's more than a passing resemblance.
Mini Buzz Lightyears
from the pod, yeah.
60.
I like to see
110.
the young supporters wearing kiddie versions of the dart shirts. So cute.
86 away, so I suspect he'll go triple 18.
42.
Tried to, but again, it was a long way off. Good chance of a break, though, still for Murray, because Evetts is on 144, and that's not going to be taken out.
Another one of those, potentially, if he wants double 10.
92.
Not far away.
On your corner, 68.
Could be another shot at double 4 for Murray. Not to be, as he goes for double 16.
52.
Just seems to have fallen a little bit off the confidence tree after that 167 check out in leg 1. One dart left. Really well measured from Super Ted. And takes the lead for the very first time.
Game on.
Yeah, just giving himself a talking to there as well. Ted Evetts. But yeah, that opportunity for Ryan Murray, it was a good chance for a break, but he squandered it. So, yeah, different perspective now on this match for him. Thought he gave just going back to what Murray has done recently, I thought he gave a really good account of himself when he played Van Gerwen at the World Championship on his debut as well.
Completely agree.
Won his first round match against Laurens and then played MVG. Lost, of course, against the former world champion, but yeah, 95 average or so.
100.
Yeah, he painted himself in glory right there with that 180.
Yeah, I think he had a dart as well to take the match to a deciding set before losing it 3-1.
It was a classic scare, wasn't it? For one of the top seeds. Indeed, the top seed at the time. We've had to get used to Michael Van Gerwen as world number 3 as it stands now.
Wow.
But I remember that game.
125.
And Muzza was very much in with a shout in that one. Was painting himself in glory. There was no pressure on him in that match with MVG, but there is pressure on him here.
150.
As Evetts
on your 155.
gets himself to a slightly easier out.
57. Do you require 138?
Yeah, not a great deal between them in the averages, and that's a really good reflection of the state of play of the match so far. Wayward first start leaves 135, so problems here for Evetts with Murray on 98.
If he does get the 60,
42.
he's going to have to go for a low
98.
double, which for the way he delivers his darts is going to be tricky. That's what's tricky.
60.
Yeah, that right there.
Do you require
Dart in the way.
96?
Only had maybe a third of the bed to aim at, and Evetts has got to take full advantage of that.
Yeah, he's now got a really good chance to break again.
$56.
Now what do you do?
Well,
Split it or go?
With 76 now, I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd gone double-double, but anyway. 19s is taken out by Ryan Murray. Comes to his rescue in the end. Back on terms at 2-2.
They are indeed the children of Ryan Murray, because someone's sign just said Dad.
The clues are there, Paul.
Yes, indeed. I am no Columbo. It brings up an interesting point, actually, because a lot of dart players travel to these European Tour events with other
100.
players, with managers. Some of them come with their partners, but when we come to Gibraltar, a lot of people bring their entire family with them. Kids, partner, maybe some brothers, like Adam Hunt has today, brought his brother Scott.
60.
I was never like that. I was like a few other players who just didn't want to mix business and pleasure. They wanted to make sure that they were here doing a job.
60.
But there are others who really do benefit on having their partner with them. Keegan Brown is one of them.
Yep.
And of course, Ian White is another, who's not in this tournament, but is in Gibraltar.
So too much of a distraction for you, Puritan?
100.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, my mum has never seen me play a competitive match in the PDC. My dad has seen one game.
121.
But there you go.
Beautiful handwriting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A star. Good stuff from Evetts down south. Gets himself closer to a finish than Ryan, who's craving another 180 here. He's got 3 of them in this match already. Wasn't far off getting another.
The other incentive for Ryan Murray as well, we talked about, well, we touched upon this earlier on as well. He's another player that secured his tour card at the start of 2020,
60.
so he's coming up to that all-important end of his first 2 years, and he's 65 on the order of merit right now. So this could be another reason why this could be a significant weekend for him, because if he kicks on from here and picks up something, and it might lead to something else, then, you know, it could make all the difference.
Well, if he wins this match, £2,000 guaranteed.
24.
Probably
European
a spot in the
Championship.
European Championship, which is another £5,000. £7,000 in his position in the rankings is huge.
And it is really congested down there at the moment as well.
Just misses out on that 57 for the bull.
58.
So Ryan Murray gets the chance to break.
56.
Double top.
Long way north. But recovers really well with the second dart, and Murray breaks back once again and leads 3-2. A really topsy-turvy encounter. Got the early break to lead 1-0 with that 167 checkout. Then the match swung in the way of Evetts' favour, but Murray's just tilted it back his way again. It's nicely set up, this one now.
85.
The Scottish darts is going through a really good period at the minute. Not just because John Henderson and Peter Wright won the World Cup recently, but the next generation of stars are being found for Scotland.
59.
Don't have to look too far to find those talents. Look at Darren Beveridge, number 4 on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit this year. He's a great one for the future. Another person who did well on the Challenge Tour this year was Jamie Clark. But Ryan Murray is part of that generation. The people to follow: Thornton, Henderson, Wright, Anderson. The next generation
60.
of Welsh superstars, which is what we're getting from Wales right now. with the likes of Jim Williams, who won the Challenge Tour, Price, Clayton,
60.
and a few others. Feels to me like Ted Evetts is going to be a development tour player for the rest of his career, because he always has been. But ultimately, he will have to do what the likes of Vandenberg
82.
and Humphreys have done in progressing to the senior tour only.
Yeah, he was 24 at the start of last month, was Ted Evetts, so
100.
it will be coming to an end soon. Evetts is 67, by the way, in the order of merit, just as a comparison. So these two are very evenly matched, and you've got to say it's been reflected in the scoreline and the way this match has panned out so far as well. It's difficult to call a winner from this stage. This time it seems to be Evetts' turn to lose his way, and Murray has a great chance now to consolidate this. 13s, yep, leaves double 16, and that's really nicely finished off. And he does consolidate the break, and for the first time in this match, there's just that little bit of daylight between the two.
Game on.
There was a bit of pace about that visit as well. As soon as he got the single 5, the treble 13 and the double 16 were delivered really fast. You're not going to get too much of a fluctuation in rhythm from Ted. He has one of the best rhythms on tour. That's his first maximum of the match.
96.
For the 5th in total, because Ryan's got 4. But the key thing is he's got 4 legs to Ted's 2. Just get the feeling that these two players are playing with stuff on their mind. That position in the world is something they'll know about.
Absolutely.
57.
Take it from someone who has been around that bubble. It's very difficult to dodge it.
I suspect most players are aware of situations. I suspect also there are one or two who perhaps don't look too closely.
There's plenty of players like that.
100.
But
I mean, some players don't need to be honest, as well, let's face it. But if you're in that bracket of, I don't know, 50 to 85 in the world, then, you know.
You kind of want to know what you need to do come the end of the year, because the last thing you want to do is go to Q school again.
124.
Don't even want to contemplate it. Ted Evetts is not contemplating losing like 7 here. Simple 92 layup. That is exactly what he does. In the words of Sid Waddell, you could hear a blob of vinegar drop on a chip in here.
58.
Are there any chips to be found then? That's the thing.
Can't smell any.
Food does seem to be in short supply.
Oh, what a worldy dart this would be. Top corner.
Let's go.
He's lucky that Ryan is not on a finish.
Well, we saw it earlier on, though, with Joe Mernon. The way he just kept on chipping away, getting himself into position. It paid dividends for him in 2 occasions in that match with Clearmaker. And Murray's just applied a lot of pressure there as well.
32.
So if Evetts repeats the trick, Murray is in. But he doesn't repeat it.
Slams the door shut on that particular prospect, and that will just calm him down a little bit. But Murray's in that position now where, you know, 2 holes of throw, and that's it. Doesn't matter what happens. It's all about taking care of business.
45.
Just going back to the World Cup that you mentioned as well, John Henderson on stage very shortly against Boris Kirchmar. He was in, well, still walking on air last night when I saw him. Looking great as well, I've got to say. It's been a while since I've seen John in the flesh. And, yeah, he's clearly made a good life decision there as well with his regime.
Yeah, I've spent a bit of time with John over the last 24 hours.
140.
Even when he wasn't a World Cup winner, he was the greatest guy to spend time with, but now it's even better. Because that smile has widened. But another Scottish player that I did not mention when talking about the next generation of Scottish players
58.
is Willie Borland. And he currently is in 18th position in the European Order of Merit for the European Championship. And if results go his way over the course of the next few matches, he will be a shoo-in, because he's the next person to be guaranteed a spot. We can now confirm that 17 players are guaranteed their ticket to Salzburg. But that list will grow as each match is played. If Ryan Murray slips here, Evetts is in. And he does slip.
Yeah, and he knows it as well. Yeah, Borland made the third round, didn't he? He withdrew prior to his match against Peter Wright. But yeah, £3,000 on the European Order of Merit
59.
for him. Good win against Mensur in Budapest, and started off with a win against Johan Enström as well.
Yeah, that was a superb match against Mensur Suljovic.
24.
100.
Yeah, big.
Surgery required 24.
Back to the here and now, though. Ryan Murray under pressure. Treble 18.
This time he needs to go bull route if he gets it, and he doesn't. Oh,
42.
bad last start. Knows it.
You require 80.
So Murray looking at single for tops. It's a good single. Gives him plenty to work with at the top of the board.
Oh.
And that is the best start of the match. Hat tipped to our crew for that camera angle, because it gave you all the insight into what he could see. Might get a little bit of a rap on the knuckles there, Ryan Murray, for walking off the hockey the wrong way, but he was just caught up in the moment. The adrenaline of the moment.
I think so, yeah. But that second dart, that single 20, you said that was a good single purely because it was, as far as a guide is concerned, for the next one.
Yeah, he's probably looking at the height of the flight to try and mimic that height through the air as to where he wanted to land it. But it wasn't so high that it was going to block some of the bed. Everybody's got an ideal single
85.
on a 60 checkout with 2 darts. With Ryan, he's probably centre part right there, in fact.
46.
Now comes the...
Yeah, and as he did with that double in the previous leg, if he knows that if he just almost shaves the flight on the way through, it's going to find its target.
Absolutely. Don't underestimate what the flight can do for you with your next dart, especially when it comes to 180s. You get 2 darts in the 60, like Ted has just done. The best thing you can do is hit what is already there. Just let it gather, let it nestle.
85.
Not every dart has to be a blocker. It doesn't stop you from hitting something. It actually helps you. Right there. Hit the flight. Now hit the flight.
140.
See, if you'd thrown that a bit further in the air, it would have gathered underneath. He just underpitched it, and he was out of rhythm as well.
100. Do you require 78?
I just wonder if Murray is already thinking about this next leg, the all-important leg to come on throw, because Evetts now has a chance at single 20 and tops almost a carbon copy finish actually here. 30. This time he's off target, just as well again that Murray's on 225.
You don't expect Ted Evetts to miss the next time. You're at the back of the stage there, Rob, thinking, it's all right.
100.
3 darts, I'll take care of this. Let's move on to the next leg. But if he does miss, Ryan Murray will lick his chops.
$30.
Hello, says Ryan Murray.
25.
If he gets a bullseye here.
This
hang about,
surely not. Oh, what a way to win it this would be for the 125.
What an effort.
Well, that said, there's still a chance he might come back anyway, because Evetts all of a sudden looking very jittery on doubles once again. He's put those fears to bed right there with a double 5, but my word, what a way to wrap it up that would have been.
Well, he's had a match start. But Ryan Murray went to the back of the stage there and almost signified how far away it was. It wasn't that bad, Ryan. He was almost mimicking one of the line judges in the NFL for a field goal.
91.
Yeah, he's done himself a slight disservice there. Notice as well, he's having to really work hard to retrieve some of his darts sometimes, so he's clearly finding a lot of purchase, which is reassuring if you're, a Murray fan.
Well, what we can say, from the information that I have about what he's using, those gold points, which are very bling, Ryan, very bling indeed.
100.
They are a point that are very rough indeed. Don't feel particularly rough under your fingers, but they grab the sisal and shred it. You can see a couple of
in the
pieces in the treble 20 there that have been completely
54.
obliterated by the points of Ryan Murray. But he gets them in so upright that he needs those points to grab. Otherwise, he'll have darts on the floor.
Needs a big treble here. Murray could be under
55.
pressure because Evetts is threatening to steal the darts in this one. 51 the deficit, but he's got 3 darts in hand.
Evetts trying to get 4 19s
58.
to give himself a shot at leaving a finish with a last dart 60. Nothing worked. Bit of tightness in the shoulder there from Ryan Murray, so the switch has to go. 77. 178 confirmed by our referee.
95.
Great use of the referee there from Ryan because he wasn't sure. George is there to help you. He's going to stay on the 60. Prudent move.
On you require 160.
160 versus 108.
He's determined to win this match in style, isn't he?
100.
He's had a
He is.
crack at a 160, a 125.
He started off with a 167 as well. Could finish it in style, having opened in style as well. But Evetts may well take this one to a decider. Double 16. Inside by a
92.
fraction. And that
Right, you
might
require
be
60.
detrimental.
Where does he hit the single?
Bit closer this time. Match start.
20. Ted, you
Kids
require
can't watch.
16.
Well, 3 match starts have come and gone now for Ryan Murray.
Evetts to save it. Never in
Never
doubt, really. We are going all the way with Evetts.
11 from
And he's
final
got
leg,
the
Ted
darts.
to throw first. Game on.
Has Ryan Murray let his chance slip by? It's 6-5. George Noble is your referee. You know the drill.
Yeah, the 6-5 special once again. He was presiding over the Murden Clearmaker match earlier on today as well. Stood down for the 6-0 match.
Normal service resumed. Sorry.
41.
Yeah, Euro Tours come and go. And there's only been the 2 this year, but we've still maintained that side of the bargain.
Indeed. Ryan's children in the crowd can't believe that he hasn't won this match. He still has a good chance.
98.
Look at the nerves. Perfect first start. Got to be aggressive.
97.
After that first start coming up with 97, he'll be devastated. I don't think I've ever heard such a hush
60.
over a game at a European Tour event.
You just know there is so much at stake for both of these players. Murray also looking for a first ever win on the European Tour as well. Beaten by Chris
100.
Dobie and Hildesheim last year, but yeah, it's the doors that can open that's the issue at stake now for either of these two.
He's going to have to be quite crafty from 263. He knows his numbers all right. And now he has a
60.
chance to get to a finish first. Wow. Go south.
Yeah, that was just a little bit perilous. It was sensible switching there from Ryan Murray, and he has stolen a march now. He's got the darts, 100 points in hand, and if Evetts can't find a treble here, it could be curtains.
Ryan Murray has beaten 2 very young players
57.
to get to this tournament. In John Brown and Jeffrey Desvaughn. Is he about to take out another young player? Treble 18. Oh, that has not worked out right.
Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but
167.
it's just made life a little bit more complicated for him, and he looks a little bit exasperated by that as well. Now, mercifully, the 167 can't be found here for Evetts as far as Murray is concerned, but yeah, just wonder how much of a difference
59.
that will make.
Ryan, you require 97.
If he hits a treble 19, all well and good, but hey. And he has hit the treble 19, and he's got 2 more match starts at tops, and 1 at double 10.
Easy serve.
5 match starts have come and gone now for Ryan Murray, and you just wonder how many more he can afford to concede if he gets the opportunity.
Evetts has already had a shot at this checkout in the match. He's going to get another pop at exactly the same double. Just.
And said Evetts has just pulled a rabbit out of the hat. A real Houdini act from Ted Evetts there. 5-3 down against Ryan Murray, who missed 5 match starts in the closing stages of that one. The all-important break in leg 10.